Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Basics, an American Truck Simulator here. So I'm going to go ahead, just so we can try to continue exploring a bit of Kansas here. I'm going to go ahead and take this pesticides load from Colby here, where we're at, to Dodge City. Alright. So I think EPR is where we're picking this up, so I should just need to go back here to the gate, and then it'll likely just let me know where I need to go to fill it up. So that will be a good result then. So it's a cargo market. Unfortunately, I can't do it in the freight market. But yes, we're going to go ahead and take that. We're doing EPR to EPR. And again, we're staying within our truck here, so... Well, I was going to ask what you wanted for dinner, but I see there's a Chick-fil-A list, so... Alright, so my concern here is, yeah, I need to go basically around the building? I'm a little confused, honestly. But yeah, I think I need to go around this building and then come and get it then. So yeah, I see the spot behind there. So I can probably honestly pull around now that I've backed all this way up. That was a waste of time, but... Aha, alright, it's in the building there. So that's what we're doing, but yes, that would have been hard to get to the way I was lined up. But this at least is a... I don't know that I'm straight enough, so let me go further. There we go. So now we'll... Oh, wrong way. So I keep turning things poorly. But we've got our straightaway location. And I'm going to be curious if the other locations are this big, because this is actually quite enjoyable, but probably pretty realistic in what you'd have for something like this, because there's a lot of open space in places around here, out in Kansas. So certainly have, you know, rather than making a really tight yard or something, like this is certainly reasonable as, whoops, something we would see. So there we go. And then again, we'll get filled with our pesticides. You know, there isn't a whole lot of backing into facilities that we've had normally. So probably take about an hour to fill us up. Just kind of the normal thing. And there we go. And then I think it was under 200 miles, so we'll reset the trip meter. And we will be on our way. But, you know, it's strange to have that much maneuvering room to be able to go. But
turn left.
What I'm gonna have to try to remember for next time is, you know, to rest and give myself time. Because again, if I can drive during the day, that would be great. But the other problem is, like in this case, I did have a lot of material, so that's good, because when I first looked, I think at the end of the last episode, it really didn't look like I had anything. I thought I was just going to have to leave the state right away.
Go straight.
So actually quite happy to see that many things out of Colby.
Keep right, and then turn right.
So, not sure what happened, but
Turn right.
whatever it was, I'm pleased. Alright, so now I can get my cruise set. So you can see the arrow up there at 65, which is as fast as we can go. Got a truck there, but we should be able to get in. And let's just enjoy the new DLC. So again, if you missed it, you didn't hear the last episode, they've announced Missouri as the latest addition to what's being built. So we now have Nebraska, Arkansas, and Missouri as states that are coming. So not quite understanding how they're choosing to expand, but it doesn't really matter what the order is per se. To some degree it does. I would prefer they don't create some really weird shape, but I still think there's probably some plan for North and South Dakota that is driving some of what happened here, based on which teams I think they've earmarked to go ahead and do that. Oops. So, why is this steering so strangely? I'm lined up in the cab. I don't know what is happening, but that was really poor driving, honestly. So one of the things is, there's a little bit of roll here. We've got a few hills. Some of it is simply getting elevated above the roadway. Still getting over whatever bug it is that I have, so there may be some stutters in the video as I remove coughs from the audio. But we'll try to, minimize that a little bit, or as much as possible, but there's very little control I have over that. So haze, but I think there's a belief by folks who don't maybe live in the US or have never been in the Midwest that it's just like literally pancake flat. And in some places it is, but there's still a little bit. I can't see for miles and miles and miles at ground level. I mean, I won't dispute the fact that, maybe you get 100 feet above the ground, and you can. It's not, any huge hills, any significant roll. You're probably going up 30, 40 feet, maybe 100 feet in total, but, because that's it. We've climbed a little bit, and now we're flattening out, and I see a plane, I assume, so there's some little airport there, or it's a crop duster going to go ahead and deal with the field. Not sure exactly. Kind of one of those signs that was basically like a billboard that had just been old and not used. There's another one on the left, so I like that. The abandoned billboards, like that does happen. Like there just isn't, as these places have gotten hollowed out and there's less and less of diverse industry, like suddenly, unfortunately, a lot of these towns will have shrunken and there's nobody to advertise. So you've suddenly got space along the highway that used to, maybe decades ago, talk about some kind of a hotel or motel or some place to eat, and that place is no longer in business and nothing else has sprung up to take its place that feels it needs to advertise along the roadway here. So Hayes and Salina, I'm not sure exactly where we'll be, because I think we're heading east, and then you can see on the upper corner of my instrument panel there, southeast. So we're kind of heading in that direction, and then I think we head a little bit more straight south at some point. So it's a little bit of that edges of the triangle type of thing that we had before as well. But getting a little cloudy. What they need out here once in a while is a tornado. This is definitely the area of the country, depending on the time of year, that you could definitely have storm chasers and lots of things going on here. So, alright, Walmart. But we're already 100 miles into our run here.
Keep right. And then exit right.
Alright, so we'll be exiting here at Hayes. I don't know that we'll discover it because it looks... Oh, we did.
Exit
there we go.
Right.
So 2 of 14 in the Sunflower State. Interesting, a roundabout. Not something I would expect in
Get ready to turn
Kansas.
Right.
It's probably, I suppose, not a nice way to say why, but it's just not... They tend to be...
Right.
They tend to kind of be set in their ways and like what they like, and newfangled roundabouts typically aren't those type of things, so that's kind of interesting. So, Waffle House, Prime Rib Roadhouse. Another roundabout? What is this road doing? I don't understand here. This is really strange. I assume this is realistic and this is what exists in Hayes, but wow. Maybe it's to, because definitely there would be trouble in some of these towns with not a lot to do, maybe cruising with the young kids and maybe drag racing down the road, so you put stuff like that in. Well, that plane just flew overhead. Don't know that we'll see it. Oh, there he is. So I can hear it. I don't know if you were able to hear it. It looks like, oh, maybe a recruitment station. That's never a bad thing. But, yeah, it may have been because there wasn't anything in the middle of whatever that figure 8 shape was, or... I don't know why I'm speeding up, because I see the arrow and it's confusing my brain. I think I've shared before, my wife would tell you, sometimes I'll do that. I'll get ready to go through a red light because I'm like, it should be green, and my brain thinks it's green, and it just goes. But yes, we can see the recruitment center sign. So some of the real companies are replacing, like Pizza Hut and things like that, but obviously I'm sure there are some things that are added in the map here that just aren't updated, and depending on whether the modder is still updating this mod or not over time will determine if we ever see other companies replace things. And this is pretty typical. We've got a 2-lane road. Now we're heading out of town.
Go straight.
And we are dropping down to 1 lane. But 4-way stop. So we've got the blinking red. I don't know that I've seen this in American Truck Simulator yet. So that is pretty cool. I love it. I love it. I love that culvert underneath the road there. That is very typical of Midwest areas. There's the Kansas advertisement for where we're in. You'd think they'd want a billboard now for something else other than advertising what you're in, because that means I already bought that. But you'd think they'd want to be telling me, hey, buy this thing, put this on your wish list. But they're not. But yeah, typical farm fields, but it's just the way it's rendered and the quality, it's beautiful. I mean, these are awesome fields. They did a really good job of just not making it look cartoony or whatever. I mean, these look very realistic. I love it. So good job, SCS. For all the haters out there who were grumbling about, oh, don't do these states, they're boring. They may be flat, they may be a little quiet, but they've got just their own majesty to them. Some sunflowers over there. So, pretty cool in the sunflower state. We are on US Route 183. That is that shield symbol. So, it's kind of a step down from an interstate. But this is a road that likely spans multiple states. Hence why it's still kind of highway speed. And we've got those sprinkler irrigation systems that I don't know how easily I'll be able to look here. Oh no, those, well, yeah, they are, but they're now hidden in the crops. But again, if you're not from the US, I don't think they just don't have farms the size that you'd need them in Europe. So, but you can see off to the right here, there's some spraying out there too, and they basically come up from a standpipe in the center, and then they rotate around that. So whoa, 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 whoa! Not something that I should not have expected. But oh, this is awesome! It is a two-way stop. Oh, this is so cool. Just the little things that. Yeah. So, like I said, for all the haters, all the naysayers, they can go pound rocks as far as I'm concerned. Like, just these little things are just incredible. Now, why these people are stopping is, oh, they're both turning. Okay. And this is probably pretty typical, but right now, see, I don't know if they're stopping. They're all turning. Oh, boy. So, this is where bad ATS traffic, but yeah, I'm sure someone's beeping behind me, but what do you want me to do? Why is everybody turning? Alright, fine. I mean, they really shouldn't be waiting for me there. And there are 2 lanes, but when people are turning left, it's kind of messed things up, so. But yeah, that could have been a disaster because there was clearly lots of traffic coming. And if I ran my big rig through that stop sign, wow, that would have been a mess. But you can see kind of the danger a little bit. Like, it wasn't a straight road. I came around a turn and suddenly I've got a flashing red for the stop sign. I barely saw either one. Partially because I wasn't expecting it. Which is why I like it. Oh, I wonder if that was the police officer behind me. Kind of giving me a little bit of a nudge with his siren, buzzer, whatever you want to call it. Kinsley? Alright, now we're going to 35, so I don't... Because he'll give me a ticket from back there. Or up there, I should say, so... Alright, and very typical. You're going to have trains. Trains do a lot for the planes, but here we go. Little town. A lot of abandoned buildings, but there's Main Street, typical Main Street with the cobblestones and all. Love it. Alright, so I do somewhat remember, so I think we're getting close, because I think it was kind of curling around there. Now this again is a... Oh no, this may just be a 2-way stop. But I gotta swing out enough.
Go straight.
So, windmills, there's the train tracks that we went over, but now we have a overpass over them. The train, looks like we just missed the train. It's ahead of us there. There's our delivery point. The question is, do we turn right into here or do we keep going? But yes, I'm sure we're going to this large chemical factory. I think we keep going, and then we come into EPR there.
Go straight.
So there's Vestas or something down there. But that's the nice thing. We've got at least 3 places to pick up from here.
Get ready to turn left.
Now again, this may be the only one that offers anything we will haul in our trailer. But if I gotta just
Turn
service
left.
EPR in the state of Kansas, I'm okay with that. I mean, this is a big facility, so it bodes well for me having something to haul out of here too. Okay, I assume I just go straight. Trucks. Alright. And then we go over. And the real question is, again, do I try to back up from here? That would seem to be what I want to do, but oh, it is so hard to tell. What do you think? Oh, there's that man up there on the pipeline. I'm thinking I do want to go back. I probably need to go forward a bit more. So let's see. And then we'll, which way? Probably gonna go the wrong way. Yep. So I need to go this way. Alright. At least we're in the right direction. I just need to be careful. Yeah, I know. I know I'm close to the wall. I get that. Probably rubbing on the wall, honestly. Alright, so I'll try to spare you the really loud sounds and go back here most of the... Wait a minute. This is not where I need to be. I, like, totally had it wrong. I gotta be down here. So, let's see. So, maybe there's enough room to maneuver here.
You have arrived at your destination.
I have, in fact, done that. So, let's see. What have we got? We're gonna be there. Alright. So, yeah, much easier than I was setting up for. So, I'm glad I noticed that. Otherwise, I would have, like, backed down that entire way and finally realized that I was not where I needed to be, and that would have been pretty crazy bad. Alright. So, I'm gonna get this here. I need some fuel too, probably next time. We're getting dangerously low. But don't know that you'd normally be backing up a tanker to a loading dock like this, but it's alright. It's a place to park. Maybe they're just gonna have us sit or something. As you can see, obviously they got other tankers out in the yard, just kind of waiting. This doesn't seem like they've given us enough room here, but we'll see. Alright, there we go. So, stopping the engine and unloading. So there you are. Let's see what we've got. 523 XP, another good hunk there. But, pretty well. Again, we get 3 of 14. We got another city. It doesn't count for our event, which is alright. You know, the goal is more to see the map than to do the gimmicky events to some degree. But hope you've enjoyed this trip. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get a few other loads here in Kansas. That would be awesome if we could at least stay here for a little bit. But we're going to have to, as an owner-operator, we're going to have to go where the work takes us. But I'm just tickled that I actually was able to get another load within the state. And I would think we could go from here to Kansas City at least or something. Because obviously we could have gone to Kansas City too, but wanted a little bit of a shorter load. That's the time I had. And it also keeps the episode in that, you know, under half-hour mark, which I think some people like as well. So if you've enjoyed this and have not given it a like, please consider doing that. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please consider that. It's a nice way for you to support the channel and also just see what's coming up in your feed a little bit easier. And with that, I will see you next time.